Hey everyone, my name is James and welcome back to ChippysCouch. So today might end up being the final episode of our yo-yo only adventure. And that's because it's my goal in today's episode to take down the Calamity mega boss that is Supreme Calamitas, which is going to be a real challenge. Now, if you've never seen me do this fight before, hey, if you're new, but also it's a really hard fight, and I have a track record for not being able to beat it. Trust me, when you see it, you'll know exactly why. But that being said, I'm pretty confident that this will be the final episode because I really believe in our yo-yo. I feel like we're at a very powerful point in the game. I also feel like I've made some pretty good accessories along the way. I've not kind of skimped on that. And I've had a couple months of experience with this boss fight now. And I feel like I'm going to go into this and feel alright. But you never know, with Supreme Calamitas, you could go in there and it could be like, oh, we don't like you because you're wearing a red hat today, so we're going to kill you. It's that kind of boss. So we'll see. Alright, well, to kickstart today's episode, it's time to make some pretty powerful upgrades if we weren't already powerful enough. So one thing I want to do is make an upgrade to this. And I'm going to have to double check its name because I can't remember. And I kept telling myself, I was like, James, remember to make the upgrade. Alright, it's the Elemental Gauntlet. So I have made this in the past. I made it a couple of series ago, I believe. And it's as simple as that. Bam, there we go. So by making this upgrade, essentially, it's just combining two accessories. I don't know, at this point, the numbers, what do they even mean? But it looks cool. I tell you what, to have a glove like that in real life, that would be pretty sick. It's almost the Terraria equivalent of the Infinity Gauntlet. It looks really good, I have to say. Gets me pumped. So what we're going to do now is we are going to make the final set of armor in the Calamity mod. Or at least I believe is the final set of armor. So it's called Auric Armor. We can make it already. And the big crafting ingredient that we needed was Godslayer. So this is made out of cosmic bars. Now you may remember in the last episode, I ended up accidentally deleting my obliterator using one of these weapon racks, which was pretty dumb. I'm not going to lie, I did freak out a little bit. But I had to defeat the DOG a couple of times to get the yo-yo again, essentially. So I ended up with all of these bars. So it ended up being pretty worthwhile, to be completely honest. I then went and did Yaren 2 more times, and I ended up just using the Mega Yo-Yo because it was just amazing, right? To own it after fighting it for so long. It felt really good. I should have shown you, but I was just like, you know what? Let's give him a good, clean episode. Let's do everything right. So that is the chest piece. This is the leggings, and this is the helmet. Now, I have this cliche thing where I always compare the different armors every time I swap them over. Can't do that today because I just used my armor set to craft this one. So I guess I'll compare it to being kind of nude in Terraria, no armor. So I currently have 78 defense and this does 899 damage. Put this on, I now have 224 defense. And this now does 1,336 damage. And it's climbing. And I believe it climbs every time you stand still. So my moving speed is 1230. Which is also my pin number. Don't tell anybody, alright? And you get max life with this, I believe. So the set bonus is you get all of the effects from all of the different armors. You get projectiles that spawn healing stuff. You get increased run speed. And that's it. Boys, we've done it. We are completely boss now. So let's do a final DPS test. So let me put this yo-yo on here. So our current DPS is around the 350,000 mark. It's kind of amazing, right? It is pretty good. Okay, so Supreme Calamitas. How do you do this? Well, you make yourself an Eye of Extinction using the eye that you did for Calamitas. You go, bam, I'm going to do this. And I didn't actually end up making an arena for this. I'll show you what I did. So as you can see, I've got these 2 layers of platforms that I made for the DOG. Now, for Supreme Calamitas in the past, I've always preferred using just one layer. So what I usually do is I have one platform layer in the very middle of the fight, and then I maneuver around that. So what I did was I removed the bottom layer around here, and I set up a little bit of gold brick so that I would know where to spawn it. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to spawn it the once and go from there and be like, okay, how are we doing this? I tell you what, though, let's make some better preparations. Let's move this heart statue to here. Oh, that's so strange. Okay, let me fix that. I had my editing software open in the background, and it was just running along the timeline. And out of nowhere, you just heard the Zelda music that we use for the yo-yos. Haven't got the final yo-yo yet, James. Calm down. All right, and then what I'm gonna do? Have I got an engineer anymore? Is she around? Oh, I have got an engineer. So I'm gonna purchase from you, engineer, some wire cutters, because I can't be bothered to bust out a grand design and start doing a bunch of stuff. So what I want to do is I want to take this little health regen station and just move it over to the Supreme Calamitas fight. So here's my thinking for that one. I'm going to basically cut it off at both ends so that it can't... Let me get these. I'm going to be a proper little spy. Right, we want to do it right here. So I'm going to cut it off so that it's not connected to all the other hearts, so that I'm basically getting the max amount in the area I need them to be. So we'll bosh that on right there, and you should see, yep, 2 hearts coming out. All right, well, do you think we win first time? No, this Supreme Calamitas is about doing it 100 times and seeing how far you get. Right, so already screwed. But this is the fight. If you've never seen Supreme Calamitas, you're lucky. You're blessed. If you've never fought Calamitas, you're even more lucky. Did your boy forget that it had worms and it has these little Orby boys at the top? Of course I did. I already remember everything that I don't like about the fight, and I am really winging it. So I think what I'll do is, and I've done this in the past, what I'll probably end up doing is we'll do a few attempts together. We'll say hey. And then after a little while, I'll go silent and I'll start working on defeating the boss, because it takes a little while and I'm not very good at it. So basically, to even get into the fight, you have to kill all these little Orby boys right at the top. And that's before the fight's even begun. And you're probably thinking, James, that seems awful. Amen, boy. You're right. Okay, but let's see what the true damage of our yo-yo is, because that's what's really important. This phase has... Well, this fight has so many different phases. It's like, I don't know. What is this fight? It's bad. It's actually not bad. It's just hard. So what I like to do is I like to really tease out these little circles. The witch doctor's been slain. Well, that won't be the first casualty in this fight. So I am feeling like our damage is pretty decent, I would say. The thing is you want your damage to be high so that the phases don't last so long. But essentially, you have I don't think there's a hit counter. I think you just die, right? But what you want is, you want it so that these phases are not too long, so that you can take more damage from the little flamey things. Look, I suck at commentating this fight. I really do. So I'm going to be silent for a little bit, see what happens, and I'll bring you guys back in a little minute. And we'll see if we can even survive to, like, the brothers, because there's a little bit in the middle with the brothers, right? If we can survive up to then we know we've got a chance. If we can't, well, I'm super rusty, all right? Leave me alone. Okay, so I'm at the brothers phase, so I can at least get this far, which I'm really happy with. But it's going to be pretty difficult to actually hit these brothers, because they don't want to get close to me. And obviously, I only have, like, a limited range. So I imagine there's probably a way to finesse this. Is there a way to finesse this? Or do I literally need to have an increased bag size, basically? Alright, so pretty weird transition. How we all doing? You enjoying Supreme Calamitas? Well, it turns out my yo-yo was not long enough for the fight. So what I ended up doing was I did a test run to see exactly how long my yo-yo needed to be and what we needed to do. Now, this wasn't like an off-camera test run. I actually recorded it, but my audio software crashed midway through recording. And I'm actually so thankful, because I came pretty close to beating Supreme Calamitas. And if I did that and it didn't go right, you know, if it wasn't perfect, I would have been so gutted. So this is what we found out. Essentially, I reforged all of my accessories to Violent, and that has increased my yo-yo length. Now, you might be looking at it and going, yeah, it's not that long, and you're right, it's actually not that long. So all of the accessories, all of the reforging basically gained us. Now, if you look at the heart statue, that's where it was before, and where we're at now is what we've gained. But what you can do is, if you flip between these two during the fight, swing this out, dash towards it, you can get the red orb around the yo-yo, and with the red orb, you can deal damage to the brothers. It's the only part of the fight that's broken with a current yo-yo setup, and I don't see any other way around it. So what I'll be doing is, I'll be doing the fight with the regular yo-yo bag, swapping to the slightly upgraded one, just for the brothers bit, and then going back to the normal one, so that, you know, it's fair, right? Because at the end of the day, I want to do Supreme Calamitas, but I want to do it like to Calamity standards. The only thing that we've got is the Thorium buff, so you wouldn't be using that if you were doing a normal run. But this is our series, and you know, we use what we want. All right, here we go. So, how am I feeling? Well, I'll tell you what. After doing the first run, which is the one that I just interrupted with this little jump cut, and then doing a second run, I feel pretty good. I feel like this is a doable fight. Like I said, I did come pretty close, and it's funny because I was obviously commentating it because I didn't know that the software had broken. So glad I pulled it into an editor. I predicted the moment where I would die, and I said it like a very long time before it happened, and it was pretty funny because it was accurate. I don't want to ruin it for you because it'll probably happen again, and I want you guys to like experience the fun of Supreme Calamitas, because, you know, it's the final boss and you never know what it's going to be like. So one of the things that I really like is that our armor set actually gives us a second chance. You can hear it every now and again. It's this little like dush sound effect. Basically what happens is, if you take like a killing blow, it will reset your health, which is pretty cool. But the effect doesn't like last forever. It's just kind of like a one-off. So right now we have very low health. So I do feel like this is a done fight. The thing is because of the fact that we reforged everything to Violent, we lost a lot of the advantages we had from having Menacing on everything. And having Menacing on everything really does add a lot of damage. It looked like to be about half damage lost, but I haven't looked at it during the actual fight. But just from the test dummies, it didn't look great. So Violent, you know, it is what it is. We have to use it, so I'm all good for it. But we'll see. So I am really missing the accessory that I used to have that used to change potion cooldown to 45 seconds. Now it's a full minute, and I feel like I noticed that more than anything else. Like, I feel like I really noticed the fact that my potions are taking longer to take. But that being said, if I can just get lucky, and I really do mean lucky with some of these spawns, I think this is 100% a doable fight. But we'll see. So right now, we're like coming up on halfway, so we're almost at the brothers bit. But I'd really like to have a better health for when we get there. So I think what I might do is I might try and run around for a little bit like this, so that the attack doesn't happen with all of the flaming stuff. Because I think if I could avoid this and build up health, or at least like build up to a heal, then it'll be better for the brothers. Because we're going to lose a lot of health during the brothers part, because as I'll show you, it's pretty difficult with the little accessory thing that you have to do. All right, so that's not great, but that's probably good enough. Okay, so let me see if I can hit this thing. Oh god, there's so many things. This is so hard. Really is a difficult fight. Okay. Alright, well, we died. Don't worry about it. We're going to get back to this point. I feel like if I didn't chat, I'd probably do a lot better. But I want to show you the fight, because it's the finale, after all. I want you guys to see it. Okay, so it's the brothers part, and I've swapped over to the better yo-yo bag. But this is the hardest part. I died a couple of times trying to get to this point. I'm sorry about the death counter. I'm going to say 4 times, maybe. I wasn't really keeping track. So this is the hardest part, because what you got to do is you got to dash into the enemy, and then it creates the red ring, right? And then the red ring gets larger the more consistent you are with your hits, but you've got so many things to avoid, and it's so difficult. It really is. And it's so funny because when I did my practice run, I'm going to reveal the point I died. I died at the very end. Right at the very end of the fight. So that was on my second attempt I did this. And it's like, now it's been a few. I suck. So I don't know if it's like just random or like it's all about headspace, you know. But we'll see. Right, so I'm going for the one brother approach. I don't even know if they're called the brothers. Two brothers. Called brothers to me, alright? But it's so difficult trying to get it to walk into this red line. Because if you double dash, you move to the wrong part of the arena. So you have to like start at a different point. It's really hard to explain. And I hope that you guys can see what I mean. Okay, so that's one brother. That makes me so optimistic, the fact that we've already done one. Because I imagine it's probably a little bit easier when you've done one. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just like lingering around. I keep trying to set it up so that... There we go. Oh no, alright. Yeah, I keep trying to align it so that I can walk straight into it. There you go. Right, now this hit the boss. Oh my god, this is so annoying. I just want the yo-yo to be long enough. Can we get a buff? Yo-yo length, please. Terraria 1.4. I'm just joking, don't worry. Right. Oh my god. This is so difficult. Why is this so hard? Please, yo-yo. Oh my god. I feel like I'm just speaking gibberish. It seems like one of those things you've got to be really pushy with, but I just don't think you do. I think it's one of those things where you've got to be cold and calculated. Or get really lucky. Go on, just walk into it. Please. Slime's falling from the sky. Are you for real? If I died to a slime, I'd love it. Okay, there you go. Hitting the boss. I think the red ring effect is cool. But in a boss scenario, you suck. If this thing fired lasers, that would be the bomb.com. Oh my god. Alright, okay. So I've got to swap over yo-yo bags. So hopefully, I don't know how we're looking with that little second wind effect, right? So I've just got to really focus on dealing damage. Alright, it's gone into a new phase. So it's spinning around. It's out of its mind. I don't know. I love that I'm able to talk over this. If I can win this and talk over it, I'd be so proud. The thing is, like I say, the one with the recording that bugged out, I was actually talking over the whole fight, and it was difficult. And I was saying all the way through, I said, I remember there's a bit at the end where it gets the Orby boys back, and I was like, I'll be so untamed from doing the fight without the Orby boys, I'll die to them. And I actually, like, totally did. So what we've got after this is another one of these phases. So we have to survive. Okay. So yeah, we have to live through this. And we have to deal with a bunch of moons. Okay, so that was my second wind. So I don't think that was good. The fact that I just lost my second wind during that phase. But we'll see. There's a lot to avoid now. You've got giant moons. You've got circle projectiles. You've got Supreme Calamitas doing its thing. It's going to get super hard. And I think I'm going to die here. So now it's got a ring of thingies. Really? You can charge attack like that? I actually didn't know. Ooh. Okay, alright, we died. But I think I've learnt my lesson. And it shut up during the fight. Look at these big moons, though. Look at you. You're so large. They're big moony boys. Okay. I like that I'm like slowly edging towards the end and bringing you guys along. So we're going to crack on. We're going to do another one. And I'm really just going to keep doing it until I win. That's the best way to do Supreme Calamitas. To just be like, alright, I've lost, but you know what? I could do it again. We'll see. We'll see. I think this next one's it. I really do. I think this next one is the done deal. Alright. Let me begin. Okay, it's Orby boy time. We got big moons. We got lots of projectiles. And we also don't have much health. So let's see what we can do. This is really hard because what happens is you have to build up your damage with the yo-yo. So defeating the Orby boys is pretty difficult. So you got to get close. You got to let it build up. You got to do your damage. You got to get away and be like, all right, hopefully the projectiles don't kill me. I have... Oh. Oh, I was just about to say, I have no clue if we have a second wind or not. We're getting closer, boys. We're getting closer. Okay, so here we are at the Orby boys. I've had my second wind so that I know that if I die from being hit, it's the end, right? But look at that. That's all the Orby boys done. So I don't know exactly what happens after this, how much of the fight you have left. But I've been doing this for 2 hours now, sweating away, no joke. It's so funny. I almost did it on my second attempt. But that's Supreme Calamitas, man. You almost beat it, and then boy, you don't. You know, it's all about how you're feeling, how you move, and that is it. We have actually done it. It's got 1% left. I'm ready for this to end. I am ready. Yeah. I don't need to read the bottom of the text, Calamitas. You're a goner. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, no. Okay, so for those that don't know, you have to go and finish Supreme Calamitas, but she's out of the arena, and I don't know what happens if you leave. Oh my god. I'm still not dead. This is not good. Okay, we need to... we need to get out, not get hit by the moons, and kill it. Come on. Oh, okay. Why are you still alive? Do you think it's freaking out because it's not out of the biome? Is this a thing that always happens now? I think it should chill out, hopefully. Oh, there we go. At long last, I am free for a time. I'll keep coming back just like you until we meet again. Farewell. Boy, that's it. That's the end. That's the end. And we did it. Can we just appreciate the fact that, and this is a world record for me, hands up world record, right? I'm going to be on the phone to Guinness. I'm going to be in the book next year. A Supreme Calamitas video without any salt. No salt here, boys. Low cholesterol. Usually, I'm swearing. I'm freaking out. I'm like cursing the mod developers. I'm cursing Leviathan. This is a cool weapon. Nano Black Reaper. So this is what we would have got at the end of Season 5 if I could have stayed committed. Truthfully, we only need to do 2 more bosses to end that season. So maybe we should do it. Should we do it? Would that be weird? It's been a long time since then. Right, I know what you're all here for. You want to see me make the final yo-yo? So let's see. Place in your inventory to die instantly from every hit. Now, we're all good. So we want to make some shadow spec bars. We're going to make 5. And then the final yo-yo is the Azathoth. Because I kept saying Azeroth yesterday, and people are like, no. Good try. Da-da-da-da. The Keen Azathoth. There we go. This is the official final yo-yo. The sprite, yeah, I feel like this one's a lot better. The computer mouse, the gamer mouse. Okay, so let's test the DPS. Okay, alright, so that's in the million, right? And that's in the million without the yo-yo bags, because we managed to hit 1.5 million with all of the yo-yo bags before. So with the yo-yo bag, it goes up to 3 million DPS. I'm pretty sure that's the highest DPS I've ever had in Terraria, even playing modded. If you know better, let me know. That is so cool. So that's it, boys. We've finished it. We've gotten every single yo-yo. Now, I wanna rank them, but I don't think I'm actually gonna rank them. Here's the thing. Stick around, please, for this little like drawn out segment. I'm going to go through and I'm going to tell you which ones I actually thought were so sick, just off the beat, right? Because I don't want to rank all of them because some of them were so forgettable. Like the arthropod. Here we go. Pandemic. We're going to put a little mannequin down here. Guys, before we do this as well, thank you so much for all the support all the way through the series. We were getting 20,000 people watching us every day, and that was amazing. And then this past week, we've had 50,000 people tune in within 24 hours of every episode. And that's, you know, it's insane. For a channel this size, that's crazy. Okay, so, arthropod. Pretty cool. We're ranking that right in the middle. Sanguine, Don't rate it. God's Gambit. Don't rate it. I just ruined my order. Don't worry about it. So we already know. We know that the Batwing. The Batwing's going right here. The Pandemic's going in front of it. This is going before that. The Whirlpool, I love it because it messed with Gollum and I thought that was so funny. So we're going to put that above the Pandemic. And then I'm really just wanting to rank all the ones I actually thought were really good. Solar Flare, I would put that there. The Sick Throw, I'm going to put that here. And then, because there are some of these that like I got and I didn't really like care about. Some of them I did use for some time. I would say this one can go there. Just like that. So that would mean that the Whirlpool is my favorite yo-yo, but it's actually not. It's because we're missing a couple of them. But I would obviously put this above that. So here we go. This is the order. This is number 1, and I think this is number 2. I think this is better to use, genuinely. I think this is way more satisfying with the big red circle. I feel like this is cool, but it doesn't scream Final Yo-Yo to me. But it has the spores, and what have we been saying this whole time? We like a spore. So there you go. There's my yo-yo rankings. That's everything complete. Guys, I'm so proud I did this. I think this was awesome. So if you are new around here, maybe consider clicking the subscribe button because I'll have a brand new series starting very soon. Now that we know 1.4 is getting delayed, I'm going to jump straight into the next project. You know, there's no point waiting around anymore. So the ideas that I have are, I would either like to do the Enigma mod, which is the one with all the steampunk stuff. Now, it's not as good as some of the mods we've played recently. You know, it's underdeveloped compared to them. But I saw a lot of people request that we do some of the mods that people aren't playing right now. So that's kind of cool, you know, maybe that. Or we do Masochist mode, which is kind of like vanilla Terraria, but way, 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 way harder. And I feel like that one would be more of a laugh. So if you do have an idea and you have a preference, leave me a comment down below. But from me, I think that's going to do it. Guys, thank you so much for supporting the series. It's been awesome. I've loved it. I've just had a great time. So guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.